everything new. We live new. A brighter path is calling me and you. Week by week, we grow inside with wisdom as our daily guide. A renewed mind, a journey we will see to become the best of who we're meant to be.
Hi, and welcome to the Renewed Mind Podcast, a space where clarity meets purpose and every thought becomes a step toward a better life. I'm your host, and my name is Tokunbo Akomu, and I'm glad you are here. Each episode is designed to help you pause, reflect, and realign your thinking with the values that truly matter. Through simple, meaningful insights, we explore how a renewed mindset can shape the way you live, respond, and grow. So take a moment to settle in. Let's dive into today's conversation. Let me ask you this question. What does consistency look like in your life right now? Is it thriving? Is it struggling? Or somewhere in between? Hear this. When was the last time you felt truly motivated? Maybe it was New Year's Eve. Maybe it was after reading an inspiring book or listening to a powerful teacher. Maybe it was when you decided to finally change your life. You felt it, that electric feeling, that feeling that gives you, I'm going to do this energy. So you started, and for a few days, maybe even a week, you showed up, you were on fire, you had energy, you had momentum. Then what happened? The motivation faded, the real world hit, life got messy, you got tired, the excitement wore off, and suddenly, that thing you were so pumped about became just another task. So you stopped. You stopped. And here's the question that haunts so many people. Why does motivation never last? And more importantly, what if there's something more powerful than motivation? What if the people who actually transform their lives aren't the ones with the most motivation, but the ones with the most consistency? What if the difference between the life you have and the life you want isn't motivation at all? It's discipline fueled by consistency. So today's word is consistency, and it might be the most underrated secret to transformation you've never heard. And as you hear this today, I hope you feel something inside your mind and bring the change that you desire. Now let's define consistency. Consistency means showing up the same way again and again, regardless of how you feel. Here is a distinction that changes everything. Motivation is a feeling. It comes and it goes. It's weather, sunny one day, stormy the next. But with consistency, on the other hand, it's a commitment. It doesn't depend on the weather. It doesn't depend on how you woke up. It doesn't depend on whether you are inspired or exhausted. Consistency will tell you that I'm doing this, not because I feel like it, not because I'm motivated, but because I promised myself. And because transformation doesn't live in the moment of passion, it lives in the years of quiet discipline. That's the truth. Think about the most successful people you know. I mean, the most successful people, not the most talented people, the most successful people. Are they the ones who had one brilliant month, or are they the ones who showed up every single month for 10 years? It's always the second one. The difference between a fit person and an overweight person isn't that the fit person works out hard once. It's that they work out consistently. The difference between a successful entrepreneur and the failed one isn't one genius decision. It's thousands of unglamorous, disciplined decisions made in sequence. You will love this. Consistency is the compound interest of character. Now let me illustrate something for you of the skyscraper and the crack. Let's see the power of consistency in this story. Imagine two buildings, both built with the same material, same architect, same initial quality. Now, building A is maintained perfectly every single day. Small cracks are filled immediately, the roof is inspected regularly, paint is touched up, everything is attended to, consistently, patiently, unglamorously. Take note of those three words. But for the second building, building B is ignored for years. Small cracks go unattended, the roof isn't inspected, paint, chips, and pills. Nobody does the consistent daily maintenance because it all seems so small and pointless. Now, fast forward to 5 years' time. Building A stands strong, not because it had one massive restoration project, but because of thousands of small, consistent acts of maintenance. But Building B is crumbling. What started as tiny, ignorable cracks has spread into structural failure. What would have taken 1 hour to fix 5 years ago now requires major reconstruction. That's consistency. Now, apply this to your body, your relationships, your finances, your career, and your love life. See, listen to this. When you stop showing up consistently to your health, small issues becomes big problem. Small issues become big problems. When you stop consistently investing in your marriage, small neglect becomes deep distance. When you stop consistently saving money, small gaps becomes financial collapse. But now here's the flip side. 30 minutes of consistent exercise, 5 days a week for a year. That's 130 hours of physical movement that rebuilds your body. One consistent conversation per week with your spouse for a year. That's 52 intentional moments of connection that restores your marriage. Consistency is the maintenance that prevents collapse and builds a legacy. It will always build a legacy and it will not allow a collapse. Now, there are steps that you can use to build consistency. I'm going to share this with you very quick. The first step is start with a single habit, not 5, not 3, 1. Master one consistency before adding another. The next step is make it stupid small. If your goal is exercise, don't commit to an hour. Commit to a 10-minute walk. If your goal is reading, don't commit to a book. Commit to 3 pages. The next one is attach it to an anchor. Pair it with something you already do daily. After I drink my morning coffee or right before I sleep, attach it to something. So the next step is to remove all friction. Make the consistent action as easy as possible. Lay out your workout clothes the night before. Put your book on your pillow. Make consistency the path of least resistance. And the next step is track visibly. Like use a calendar, mark each day you show up. That growing chain becomes your motivation. Do you get that? And the last step of that is prepare for the deep. Around day 12 to 15, you will eat a wall. Expect it. Yes. Plan for it. I have a reason ready. When I want to quit, I'll remember why I started. So that's how you build your consistency, because you need to know that consistency is the bridge between your dreams and your reality. Yes, the bridge between your dreams and your reality is consistency. And that is why it is always you choosing discipline over emotions today and every day. Consistency will always make you to choose discipline over emotion today and every day. Listen to this. Consistency is the difference between talking about change and becoming change. Did you see that? It is not about being perfect. It's about showing up again and again. Because consistency will always turn small daily efforts into extraordinary lifetime results. So this week, I want you to put that in mind. I want you to be consistent with that thing, with that reading, with that plan, with that action you're meant to do. Be consistent with it. And you see, there's this truth that will reshape your life about consistency. And I want you to listen to this. See, you don't need more motivation. You need more discipline. That's the truth. You need more discipline. Motivation is a luxury that comes and goes. I want you to bear that in mind. But discipline is a foundation that holds steady. Motivation is a luxury, but discipline is the foundation that holds steady. The difference between who you are and who you want to become is not one heroic moment. It's thousands of unglamorous discipline moments that nobody sees. The person who gets up and walks out when they don't feel like it, the person who shows up to their marriage when the spark has faded, the person who practices their craft when nobody is watching, the person who prays when there's no immediate answer, the person who saves when they could spend, the person who reads when they could scroll. Yes, those small efforts, but you are showing up again and again, again and again. That person, that consistent person, becomes the person whose life is transformed. So this week, make up your mind that you're gonna be consistent with everything you want to do. This week, I want you to identify one routine that you will consistently follow for the next 30 days. Not a year, not forever, just for 30 days. Make it small, make it simple, make it non-negotiable. Listen to me, make it small, make it simple, but make it non-negotiable. And make up your mind that you would show up. It could be one page, one push-up, one kind word, $1 saved. But just make up your mind that you are gonna be consistent with it. And every single day that you show up, mark it in your calendar, and you'll see the chain grow. And when motivation fades, and it will, let the thin line of discipline carry you forward. Because consistency doesn't require to be extraordinary. It just requires you to show up again and again and again. And when you look back in the year, you will realize that the most consistent person in your life became the most transformed person in your life, which is you. Be consistent, show up, and watch everything change. Thank you for spending this time with me on the Renewed Mind podcast. I hope today's episode gave you something meaningful to carry into your week. Remember that renewal starts in the mind with the thoughts you choose and the perspective that you embrace. If you found value in today's episode, be sure to follow the podcast and share it with somebody who needs it so. And as we close, I want you to say these words with me: that my mind is renewed, that my steps are aligned, that my life is changing, and I become better. Until next time, remember, it's about thinking new and living new. Thank you, and have a good week.
Start your Monday with a rising flame, a clearer vision, a higher aim. On every platform, hear the call to stand up stronger after every fall. Renewed mind, we think new, we live new, together finding all that's true. A year of growth, a steady climb, a better